INEC to conduct governorship elections for Bayelsa, Imo and Kogi states on November 11th, 2023. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel calls on Nigerians to elect leaders that can take challenges facing the country. On the foreign scene, Gambian Parliament sets to debate cough syrup scandal. In sports, Timo Werner scores as RB Leipzig wins Real Madrid in Champions League. Details coming up shortly. I am Bright James. Our first report this afternoon is that President Muhammadu Buhari has enjoined African ambassadors to continue to give preference to the protection of the interest of the African continent and her people. The president made the call in Seoul during an audience with African group of ambassadors accredited to the Republic of Korea on the sidelines of the first World Bio Summit. According to the Nigerian leader, the economic prosperity and development of Africa is the collective responsibility of Africans in leadership positions. He therefore called on them to promote the agenda of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which is aimed at making Africa an attractive common market for the global community. In the meantime, President Buhari has appointed engineer Hassan Musa as his senior special assistant on environment and climate change. Engineer Musa recently retired from the Federal Civil Service as the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Environment. The approval of his appointment was contained in a letter signed by the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Kambari. On electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC says it will conduct governorship elections for Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states on November 11, 2023. According to a statement signed by INEC's National Commissioner, Festus Okoye, the decision is in line and in fulfillment of constitutional provisions which mandates the Commission to publish the notice of election not later than 360 days before the date fixed for the elections. According to INEC, similarly, Sections 178, subsection 1 and 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 1999 mandates the Commission to conduct such elections not earlier than 150 days and not later than 30 days before the expiration of the term of the last holder of the office. Reports say the tenure of the incumbent governor of Imo State ends on 14th January 2024, while those of Kogi and Bayelsa states end on January 26, 2024 and 13th February 2024 respectively. Accordingly, the Commission has decided to conduct the three elections on Saturday, 11th November 2023. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel called on Nigerians to elect leaders that can tackle the many challenges facing the country. Governor Emmanuel made the call while declaring open a one-day national conference of the Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria held in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital. The governor, who identified some of the challenges facing the country to include rising cases of insecurity, high unemployment, high rates of inflation, falling value of the national currency, poverty and corruption, among others. However, said that the challenges can be surmounted if Nigerians elect competent and credible leaders who have the interest of the nation at heart.
Issues confronting Nigeria very surmountable. This thing could change if in 2023 could emerge a leader who has the law for the people, who knows what to do and action to take, and this situation can actually be a little bit much more remedied. Not somebody who is on self-aggrandizement. Let's leave sentiments apart. And as a people, we must realize that we are under a very challenging time, especially in this country. Never a time we've had this, but I still believe the solution is on those that we appoint to lead us.
The governor appealed to all former deputy governors to identify with the forum as they can serve as a major pressure group that can influence and impact national policies and discuss.
So this could be a major pressure group that can actually have a lot of influence and impact in the direction and leadership in this country. So I just want to use this platform and encourage, as far as that person knows that he has once been a deputy governor, you should identify with your brothers. Anywhere you see people gather like this, ideas will come out. And those ideas, if well executed, something might come out of it. Nobody is the custodian of knowledge. It is through the contributory knowledge of people like this that nations are being built. And I also believe the people that will listen to the advice and to the ideas that are being generated from different groups and different people, not those who talk mainly on certain sentiments.
Earlier in his address, the chairman on the occasion and the former Minister of Justice, Chief Kanu Agabi, who acknowledged Nigeria as a peaceful nation with potential leaders, spelled out that the problems of Nigeria lies within poor leadership. He expressed optimism that soon a better Nigeria will emerge where all will be united, irrespective of tribe, ethnicity and religion. Government House correspondent January reports at the national conference of the group with the theme Nation Building in Challenging Times was attended by many members of the group and other political stakeholders across the country. Meanwhile, Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has urged the people of the state to support the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the 2023 elections for the sustenance of the developmental strides and successes currently being enjoyed in the state. Speaking during the official flag off of the PDP campaign in the Akwa Ibom Central District, Governor Emmanuel also assured that the party has what it takes to rescue Nigeria from its present economic adversity. He thanked the people for the assurances of their unwavering support for all the candidates of the People's Democratic Party in the forthcoming elections.
For all the promises, all the assurances, I can only say thank you. I'm done with the assurance. Ikore Central District made a promise in 2015, and I deliver. In 2019, and I deliver. In 2023, I deliver. The party that recognizes your stereotype party. Been there for 8 years. We now drive even 1 kilometer of road. But in the NDDC, in the past 8 years, we now drive for 1 kilometer of road. So the party, they recognize the stereotype party. Politics is about interest.
Government House correspondent January reports that the high point of the event was the formal presentation of the party flag to all the PDP candidates in the Central District. Still in politics, Akwa Ibom Northwest PDP Central candidate Barrister Emmanuel Enoidem says his aspiration is the best option for his constituents, as the touchstone of his candidacy is competence, capacity, experience, underpinned by the strong demand for justice, equity and fairness. Speaking during the Akwa Ibom Northwest Central District's PDP campaign flag-off and presentation of flags to the 13 candidates of the party at the Akwa Ibom Township Stadium, the former PDP National Legal Advisor said he is seeking the votes of his people to be the next senator, as he has the capacity, competence, commitment, experience, exposure, as well as a deep knowledge of the expectations and the needs of his people. He assured that all the leaders of the Central District is intact to lead the party to victory come 2023.
We came here to assure you that all the leaders of Akwa Ibom Central District, the men, the women, the youth, the children, the students, that we are intact and that we are lining behind you because you have done us proud. Your Excellency, the PDP in Akwa Ibom State has a boasting right. But when PDP started governing Akwa Ibom State, Akwa Ibom State started to run. Your Excellency, in your time, Akwa Ibom State is flying. So we have Udom Emmanuel. I want to assure you that you are entitled to a successor because you have done well.
He noted with delight that the Central District is blessed with enormous manpower, rich arable land and all the natural resources, adding that the resources are waiting to be explored and exploited to create jobs for the teeming youths, active elders, resilient women, and willing men who are yearning for the right kind of leadership and representation to enable them unleash their potentials. He regretted that the Senatorial District, just like the state, is bereft of reasonable federal presence and talent that abound in the communities and not connected to the opportunities that need them. He promised to synergize with relevant federal government agencies, the state and development partners to turn around the fortunes of his constituents and run an all-inclusive government.
The members of the National Assembly who want to support the government in Akwa Ibom State, we shall form a partnership with the next governor to ensure that the dividend of democracy that you have started in illegal president district now will reach all. You have done so well in illegal president district. In all the 10 local government areas, you have constructed roads and many other projects.
He warned that the stakes beyond 2023 in Nigeria are too high to be left in the hands of unstable politicians, as too many resolved national questions are still open to necessary debate and resolution in our quest for national rebirth, growth and integration. In a release of developments, the Udom unit's ambassadors have described the campaign flag-off and presentation of flags to the 13 PDP candidates in Akwa Ibom senatorial district as a testimony that PDP is a party to beat. In a statement signed by the National Coordinator Dede Utube Akpanudo, the Udom unit ambassadors congratulated Barrister Udom and pledged their resolve to mobilize and rally support to him on all PDP candidates come 2023. Here you're listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Uyo, let's take a breather and then bring you more stories from our foreign sports and entertainment scenes. To stay with us.
1.1 FM News. Quality information, crisp delivery, and on time. Planet News at 7 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m.
Foreign scene, the Gambian Parliament will today convene for an extraordinary session to debate the deaths of nearly 70 children linked to cough syrups made in India. Reports say that the children were diagnosed with serious kidney problems. Today's session in Parliament will be the first by lawmakers in the country since the tragedy happened earlier this month. Gambian health authorities said there were no more new cases, but there are 82 existing cases and 12 recoveries. Most of the existing cases involve children aged 1 and 2 years. Reports say civil society organizations in the country are mounting pressure on the authorities to take action against those responsible for importing the drugs. Meanwhile, President Adama Barrow has set up a commission of inquiry to investigate the deaths. In sports, European champions Real Madrid suffered a first defeat of the season as RB Leipzig strengthened their hopes of making the Champions League last 16. Croatia defender Josko Vadul headed the hosts ahead before France forward Christovan Kunku doubled the lead. Vinicius Junior reduced deficit, but ex-Judge forward Timo Werner made sure of a memorable win for RB Leipzig. Real, who had already qualified for the knockout stage, scored a late second with a penalty from Rodrigo. With Celtic holding Shakhtar Donetsk in Glasgow in the other game in Group F, second-placed RB Leipzig have 9 points, 3 more than Shakhtar, who are third. Shakhtar will host RB Leipzig in Poland on the 2nd of November. Now, on the entertainment scene, American television producer Eric Weinberg, who was an executive producer and writer on hit U.S. comedy series Scrubs, has pleaded not guilty to multiple counts of sexual assault. The 62-year-old was denied bail by a judge after appearing in court in Los Angeles. He's been charged with 18 counts of sexual assault, all of which he denies. Weinberg is said to have relied on his Hollywood credentials to lure young women to photo shoots where he allegedly assaulted them. The charges against him include 6 counts of sexual penetration by use of force and 3 counts of forcible rape. He's due to appear in court again on the 15th of November. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. But before we go, a recap of the major stories. African continent and her people. We also brought to news that the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC says it will conduct governorship elections for Bayelsa, Imo and Kogi states on November 11th, 2023. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has called on Nigerians to elect leaders that can tackle the many challenges facing the country. On the foreign scene, we told you that the Gambian Parliament will today convene for an extraordinary session to debate the deaths of nearly 70 children linked to cough syrups made in India. In sports, we reported that European champions Real Madrid suffered a first defeat of the season as RB Leipzig strengthened their hopes of making the Champions League last 16. For comments and coverage of newsworthy events, call our newsroom on 0812-770-2940. That is 0812-770-2940. Visit our website on planet101fm.ng and follow us on Twitter at planet_101fm. Also like our verified Facebook page at Planet101FM. Uyo. The news was edited by Jane Owa. As we end the news, flee mediocrity but always work to attain real merit. No matter how delayed, such mentality always gains favor at last. I am Pride. James, good afternoon.